Tonight, a landmark decision for Adani's Carmichael mine.
Clive Palmer shuts down concerns over job cuts.
A warning to the North's at-risk communities.
And a crash victim's heartwarming thanks to his rescue.
Across Townsville and North Queensland, this is 7 Local News with Brough and Joanne Desmond.
Good evening, thanks for joining us.
Good evening.
Well, the federal government has approved Adani's Carmichael coal project again, subject to 36 of the strictest conditions in Australian history. It comes 3 months after the federal court set aside the initial approval for the $16 billion mine and rail project.
The Carmichael mine has to comply with 36 strict environmental conditions, including protecting and improving the habitat of the southern black-throated finch, accepting advice and providing $1 million of funding towards the conservation of threatened species in the Galilee Basin.
It's tweaked some of the conditions, but these changes are simply not commensurate with what's required to address the very serious impacts of the mine.
Environment Minister Greg Hunt says he has the power to suspend or revoke the approval, and strict penalties apply if there's a breach.
Mining magnate Clive Palmer has met with workers at his Yabulu refinery to hose down fears of job cuts. Mr Palmer again denied that his company, Queensland Nickel, asked the state government for a $25 million loan to prop up the business.
Oh, well done, and we wish you well, Ben. Well, ahead in 7 Local News tonight, police on the lookout for more drugged-up drivers.
And your chance to help save our Great Barrier Reef. Nice having you with us on 7 Local News. Now, police will reduce the number of RBTs, but almost double the number of drug tests. A recent operation, Spring Break, saw 40 drug drivers caught over a 3-week period.
One of Townsville CBD's biggest properties is up for sale. The Northtown complex went into receivership last month. The 7-storey building has already generated interest from local and national...
Well, fair call. Nothing gets in the way of WrestleMania. Not even my son's birthday, wife's birthday.
True story. All right, mate, tonight's shaping up as a tall order, I guess, for the Croc Snake.
It is, Bruffy. They'll come up against Sydney's Julian Kazoo, but Townsville believe they have the formula to stop the Kings Giant. We'll have more next, plus the Fire hold nothing back at training this week, and the Northern Fury already setting the bar high for 2016. You're watching 7 Local News. Townsville Fire coach Chris Lucas has got the response he wanted after a lacklustre opening round loss to Bendigo. Now, training in the build-up to Sunday's clash with Canberra has been brutal, while players have even given up their day off. But there's a big turnout, guys, and that's it for sport tonight.
Very good on you, Dave. Thank you very much, mate.
And stay with us after the break. Livio has all the weather for us, and Scotty Hillier has our fishing report.
G'day, Livio Regano with tonight's weather. Funny sort of a day today. All the showers sort of developed inland instead of on the coast, but that will change over the next few days. We'll see they'll contract back to the coastal strip, and there shouldn't be too much in the way of rain anyhow. Temperatures today across the Herbert Burdekin. The range in Townsville was 20 up to 29 degrees. Humidity reading of 58% this afternoon. Air had a top of 29 as well, and Charterstow's 31 today. Looking ahead for Townsville, you might watch out for showers over the next few days. You'd be pretty lucky if you get one, of course, this time of year. Looks pretty sunny most of the time, though. Most days peaking at around 29, 30 degrees. Well, today marks the middle day of spring, and in Queensland that means bushfire season, regardless of any recent rain we may have had. 3 basic ingredients are needed to get a bushfire going. High temperature for ignition, low humidity to keep the fuel dry, and strong winds to oxygenate and spread the flame.
1.2 metres and a bag limit of 5 per person. Good luck if you do wet a line. I'll be back here next Thursday night. 7 Local News. Have a great weekend.
Great, thanks for that, Scotty. And that is 7 Local News for this Thursday. Thanks for your company.
Just a reminder, we have a replay of the news on 7:2 coming up at 6:30. Otherwise, catch you tomorrow night. Good night.
Good night.